Hey guys, this is Pastor Mel, and I just need to tell you something real quick. Divorce is real. Furthermore, I decided to have one, and I recommend that you do the same. Yeah, that's right. Divorce yourself from every excuse and every self-imposed limitation that has literally already cost you decades, dreams, and destiny. And don't get me wrong, nothing's more beautiful than unity. That's only when we're unified with the purpose that our Father created us. And when we're walking within the musical harmony of divine connections with like-minded people. That's people who want what we want and who value what we value and who are more than willing to lock arms with one another to help each other get to where we can get to together through mutual support. Listen, there's something going down right now, y'all. I hope that you don't miss it. If it's in you, then you know who I'm talking to. My partners and I are like family, and this thing we got is thicker than blood because it's made in the spirit. And it's in the spirit that we decided to make some changes. How do you feel about these changes? Are you ready? Let us know if you need a spot at the table. We're about to participate in a halftime of a lifetime. It's winning season. Father's favor.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Facebook family, friends, and everybody else. YouTube subscribers, how y'all doing today? I am one-star director Tanya Evans Barnes, and we are back. Can we talk a little bit today, guys? We want to talk about what's really holding you back. But before we go any further, I want you to click like and click share. Go ahead, click like, click share. If you are on Facebook, go ahead and click like and subscribe. If you are streaming from YouTube and all of that good stuff, we want to talk about today what's really holding you back. And we want some crowd participation and all that good stuff. We about to get into it because we got another call coming up in the next hour or so. So let's go ahead and bring forth our presenter for this evening. He is a pastor out of San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to my J. Howe family. Awesome service on yesterday. Shout out to Chandrella Simmons. Wilson is in the house. Good evening, Queen. Good evening. But back to who I'm bringing forth. It is Pastor Mel Keys out of San Antonio, Texas, with his lovely, beautiful wife, Lady K, doing big things at the J. Howe family. Come forth, Pastor Mel, and grace us with your presence. There my big brother go. Derek, that my big brother from another mother.
You know how to make a fella smile, I'll tell you. And don't you look all purty tonight, I tell you.
You know I be trying. I thought I was going to be on here doing it myself.
Hey.
You
never know.
Look, God is a God of answered prayers.
I know you was ready for it.
But I was ready. I was going to hold it down and represent. Because teamwork make the dream work here.
That's how we do it. Let me just thank you for all that you do, not just for us on our team, but across the board for everybody that's in need of some good help. You're one of the strongest supporters somebody could have prayed up. So thank you very much for all you do. I really
making me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Thank you so much.
I really do. Love me some you. So do this. I'm going to put you in the lobby, and if you'll administrate everything, we're going to go to work and try to help as many people as we can, which is our custom. Again, we want to say good evening, good day, watching a replay, or you're on the other side of the pond. It's just a great day to be sharing, and I have this opportunity to share with you, as Coach T said. And we're going to do our best to help somebody. Chandrella, much love to you, my darling. As always, we like to start out by giving out some goodies. If you don't have the information, I'm going to be very brief on this portion. Just follow the instructions here. Text travel feedback to this number, 888-532-2699. Now you say, why? Why should I follow those instructions? Because we got something we're going to give you. And the value of it can range anywhere from $500 to as much as $1,700 of travel value. If you were paying for it out of pocket, you would pay somewhere between $500 to $1,700, depending upon the destination you choose and depending upon the season in which you travel. Now, this is not going to cover your transportation. It's not going to cover your food. There will also be what they refer to as resort fees and things of that sort, but you would pay that regardless. All you'll do is you'll activate it with an activation fee that's going to cover your taxes as well. You do that up front, and we're going to give you the value right in front of you. Hey, Tracy, it's good to see you, darling. We're going to give you the value that we've been talking about. And we got places in Mexico like Cancun, like Puerto Vallarta. We have, of course, Cabo San Lucas, and we have about 20 or so destinations across the United States. So we want to put you in the running to go ahead and get that knocked out. In fact, it's not even a running. You're going to get it. I mean, what you'll do is you'll watch a video and you'll jump on the calendar to receive your destination. That's how much we value your feedback. By giving us your feedback right there on the phone of everything you see in the video. The video takes all of 10 minutes of information. You don't have any timeshare presentations. No one's going to be twisting your arm to buy anything, to join anything. It presents itself. So we want to get your feedback on that. Jump on the calendar. Everything is in the process. Just text travel feedback. No spaces in between the two words to the number 888-532-2699. Now let's get down to some nitty gritty so that we can help some people get out of this rat race. We got Carol Caspar is in the house. Much love to you, beautiful. I hope your Easter was great. You and your family as well. So let's get back to this. We're going to get some folk out of the rat race. And tonight, the conversation, the topic, as we have already mentioned, we're talking about what's really holding you back. Shout out to Pastor Judy Cunningham. My God, we had an enormous event here in the city of San Antonio. Shout out to all of Team Legacy. Shout out to Coach D. We were allowed and blessed, my wife and I, Lady K, to host the event for Trevorium as a whole. We had people coming from all the way to the left, state of Washington, all the way to the left, California, all the way to the right, New York, all the way to the right, Florida, and everything in between. They came from all over. What a time, what a time, what a time. And every presenter just blessed us. But when I saw this one, I said, I'm going to have to use it. So Pastor Judy, I had to share this tonight because this image right here is what this whole thing is about. And it just stuck in my head. Not for other folk, really for, you say preaching to the choir. No, we're going to leave the choir out. Preach to me, okay? You got to look at this like this. Here's this massive beast, probably weighs close to 1,000 pounds or so. And you see that little plastic childlike chair, just sitting there. And you see a rope of some sort, the saddle and all that, and, the reins tied to the plastic chair, holding, as they say, hold my mule. Well, that mule is being held by that plastic chair. Did y'all hear me? That mule is being held by that plastic chair. And how asinine does that sound tonight? How utterly ridiculous does that sound tonight? Sounds about the same way as the excuses we make. So that's why we're going to have this conversation. I want you to pull up a chair. Let's have a real grown folk conversation about this thing, because some of us have been playing, and we've been playing the wrong game at that. We've been playing it way too safe. We've been playing it way too conservatively. We just been playing the wrong game with the wrong rules, and we don't want to be like that mule on tonight. Sometimes, Pastor Judy said, the thing that is holding you back is all in your head. I want somebody to put that in the comments. Put it with a hashtag. Sometimes the thing that is holding me back, make it personal, has been all in my head. Has that been you? Come on, I got to put some hands up. It's been me. I don't know if you're ashamed. I don't know if you're afraid to tell this truth. The thing that has been holding, you can blame other folk all you want. You can blame the economy all you want. You can blame your parents all you want. You can blame the church all you want. You can even blame God. You can blame whoever you want. But sometimes the thing that has been holding us back, come on, has been all in our head. And if that wasn't enough, then she gave us another slide. I'm just going to give you two of her slides. Here's one that she said. She says, what's really holding you back? Here it is. The heaviest burdens that we carry are the thoughts in our head. You know, the Bible gives us evidence of this. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Again, it goes back to what's in here. Two things, what's in here and what's in here. That's going to make the difference. It could have an ocean of water outside the boat. That's not what's going to drown you. That's not what's going to make you go down. It's the water in the boat, y'all. It's an inside job. What's really holding you back? The heaviest burdens that we carry are the thoughts that's in our head. When you really, and this is all, it always baffles me. It always inspires, you know, the movies and the stories we hear that inspire someone who, I mean, they defied all odds. They went all out. They went all in, and they had every handicap set against them. Nothing was in their favor, but yet they made it. And then everybody else is like, well, dang on, you know, which group are you in? The heaviest burdens that we carry are the thoughts that are in our head. Let's go in a little bit deeper tonight. So we're going to talk about this. First, we're going to bring up what's really holding us back. For many of us, could we be honest, is what we might refer to as a faulty belief system. A faulty belief system. How faulty is the belief system that you've been working with? Sometimes we have a belief system that hasn't really been tested, hasn't really been tried, but we're trusting it. You know, we went to school. They told us go to school, get a good job, you know, yada, yada, live happily ever after. Man, let me tell you something. You better reevaluate that. Just going to school and getting a good job is no indicator of living happily ever after. You better ask somebody. That's a faulty belief system. Not that you shouldn't go to school, not that you shouldn't get a good job. You know, that's great. But there's some other things that are very pertinent. Just being a good person. Faulty belief system. You know, well, if I don't bother people, I'm just a good person. Well, if you really want to go to the next level, it's going to require a little bit more than that and a variety of other tools and resources at your disposal. Just going to church, y'all. Come on. I believe that we ought to be locked with other fellow believers and like-minded individuals who believe God, serving God, worshiping God, praying to God, all that great stuff. But just going to church is not enough, y'all. That's a faulty belief system. Somebody write that down. What's really holding us back? One of the things is a faulty belief system. I don't know if that's you. I don't know, but there's some other ones that that's not. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Number two, what holds us back is a thing called fear. Now, we've talked about that in the past on an occasion or two, and we got to keep bringing it up because fear is real, y'all. False evidence appearing to be real, right? Fear is real, but it's as real as we perceive it to be. Here's the thing that you got to understand. Some of us, we fear change. We fear change. You just don't like changes. You're like, I won't be going through no changes. I like it. You just like to keep it whatever it is. It don't even have to be good. It doesn't even have to be average. It could be subpar. But because you've become accustomed to it and you've made adjustments that you settle for whatever it is, and you fear the change. In fact, if we brought some good stuff to you, you'll probably reject it because you're dealing with that fear, and that's what's holding you back. Some folk fear change, others fear failure, others fear success. You know, it's a two-sided coin. Not everybody's afraid of failure. Some folk, they don't mind doing something new. They don't mind jumping out there. They don't mind falling down. They know they'll get up. Some folk are afraid of success. Is fear holding you back? What's really holding you back? Is it fear? Is it the faulty belief system? Or here's another one. Is it your comfort zone? My God, help us tonight. Is it your comfort zone? Could we be brutally honest? Are you in such a place, and a good place at that you got an AC? You don't need to break a sweat. I mean, you got it good enough. Where you are right now, you could really coast. You could coast the rest of the way. You don't have to burn up any gas. You don't have to exert any effort. You don't have to try hard. Where you are is not a bad place. It's a good place. You're in a comfortable place. You can coast the rest of the way. Are you in that place? Is your comfort zone your casket, your coffin? Is your comfort zone holding you back? Is your comfort zone the thing that's holding you back because you really don't want to change much because you're so comfortable? Maybe it's not your comfort zone. Let's keep going and keep it moving. We just keep on bowling. Number 4, procrastination rules the nation. That's the worst nation to live in, y'all. Procrastination. I mean, you better get your citizenship moved if that is it. Now, let me tell you that's Lord, that's been something I've contended with for a long time, and I've had to develop different tools, different skill sets, different things that help me to break out of it. I mean, because Lord, that was for a long time coming up. My middle name, my God. I refer to myself as a late bloomer in a lot of ways, in most of the cases, and more than any reason, the reason has been such a late bloom in my life in a lot of places is because of procrastination, guys. It's major. It holds a lot of us back. Where are my wait to the last minute people? Talk back to me. Let me hear from you. Maybe you're watching the replay. If you're on the live, it don't matter. Let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods. Thinking you have more time. Thinking you'll get to it later. Thinking you'll get to it next week, next morrow, somewhere in the up yonder. You always think come on. It's not even real. We know this. We say it like this. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody. Man, let me fix that for you. The rest of this day is not promised to anybody. And we go off putting stuff on tomorrow that we should do today. We're major procrastinators in a lot of ways. We live in procrastination, which is the wrong nation to live on. And we need to get out of this. Sometimes it's not always the case. Sometimes it's laziness, y'all. Let's be honest. Sometimes it's real talk. It's being lazy. Not in every area, but in some areas and sometimes major areas. Waiting till the last minute. Has to go back to that comfort zone. And sometimes it can also be attached to fear and other things as well. But is this what's holding you back? What's really holding you back? Let me go to number 5. Come on here. Talk with me. Somebody put this down. Bad company. Sasha, I see you in the house. Love you, baby girl. We're going to overcome that. We're going to walk this thing out because you're not by yourself. There's a whole lot of other folks just won't be honest on some stuff. Bad company. And let me throw this at you because sometimes, bad company, the word tells us, corrupts good morals. Sometimes it's not necessarily we're in bad company. Sometimes we're in what you might refer to as mediocre company. Have you ever thought of it that way? I'll call it this, butter knife company. Did you catch that? Are you in butter knife company? In other words, are you in, you got enough sense, you got enough morality, you got enough whatever values, high values. You're not necessarily going to be hanging around with people doing evil, doing people wrong, setting people up, breaking in folks' houses, stealing folk cars. You're not with that crowd, okay? You're not in bad company, but are you in mediocre company? Are you in butter knife company? Because the Bible teaches us that iron sharpens iron. And do you have enough iron in your life? Do you have enough folk that will be real enough with you to hold you accountable and bring out the best in you? Do you have enough people around you that will really tell you the truth when you're really not being your best and giving your best? Are you, my friend, in butter knife company? Or do you have some real iron in your life? I need to hear from you. We're going to move on, but I do want to hear from you. Yeah, butter knife. Yeah, that's it. Butter knife. Butter knife company. Number 6, selfishness. Is this holding you back? You said, no, I'm really not selfish. Well, sometimes there's a layer and a level of selfishness that we haven't fully explored, and we could be right dab in the middle of it because we tend to, wherever we are, You know, as long as we're blessed, we leave it at that, and we do a little here, we do a little there. But sometimes we could do a whole lot more if we would become a lot more. Did you hear me? Sometimes we can do a lot more, and that's so much love to you, baby. If we would become a lot more. Here's what I mean. You know, there's a parable about, it's called the parable of the talents. But there's one who receives one, another who receives two, and another who receives five. And the story goes that the one that did not faithfully handle the one, he lost everything because he didn't do right by the one. The one that did the two had the two, created four. The one that had five created 10. So they were faithfully rewarded. Are you in a situation where you know that God has given you ability, you know that God has given you potential, but you really not committed to maximizing it? You really know, man, there's so much more inside of you. There's so much more you can do. I mean, you got more gears in your life. You could do way more. Have you ever had that conversation with yourself? Here's what happens. Most of us don't, because it's an uncomfortable conversation. It's an uncomfortable research. It's an uncomfortable investigation, because once we know more, then we have to do more, and we're accountable for more. And some of us, we would rather just, well, I'm doing this, and, I'm going to do this, and that's, I already gave, or, I'm maxed out. Well, you're really not maxed out, because if you got more in you, you could do more. And if you do more and become more, you can give more. And some of us have settled for our level of giving back to other people because we're only concerned about giving from what we presently have in the moment. But don't you know we can all have more? And because we can all have more, we can all give more. Some of us don't even understand that God blesses us not just for ourselves. God blesses us so that we could be a blessing to someone else and to more people. And it is entirely selfish just to say, well, I'm good. I'm good. I already gave. I already helped some folk. And, rest of the world, they got their job to do. I did mine. And we live our lives that way. I got mine. You get yours. It's selfish. And we need to do better. We need to really examine, are we maximizing all of our gifts and our talents in such a way that we can give more to other people that God leads us to do so? What's really holding you back? Is it selfishness? Here's another one. Lack of vision. Yes, Coach Tanya, you are more. Absolutely. Lack of vision. Y'all know how we love to talk about this. Lack of vision. Because without a vision, y'all know how it goes. The people perish. Here's what we mean. Lack of vision, that our focus. Come on, anybody besides me got attention deficit or know anybody? Yeah, attention, just can be thin at times. Can be, good God Almighty. Thinner than a small, of ice, on a windshield. That's thin, y'all. And you got to be careful. And I've learned, I'm 55 now, had to learn, because I didn't do the medication stuff when I was a child. I didn't even, I didn't even really know I had it until I started looking at my own kids. And I said, what, these jokers, they driving me crazy, because they, but I had learned some coping skills and some things that I could do to help it. You understand? So I've learned to manage certain things to a certain extent, and they hadn't done it yet. And the Lord was working on my patience. Y'all pray for me. But here's my point. Lack of vision, meaning your focus is off. And many of us, the reason our focus is off, because our vision is not great enough. Because when something is great enough and you see it in front of you, and it's the type of thing that is beautiful, and it's the type of thing that is wonderful, all on its own, all by itself, you don't need no supervisors. You don't need any supervision. You don't need anybody getting you out of bed. Are y'all with me? You don't need anybody to say, man, did you such and such? You said you was gonna write the book. You said you was gonna do the blog. You said you was gonna do the video podcast. You said you was gonna reach out to your new prospects and you said you was gonna evangelize. Nobody needs to do that when the vision is great enough. And what we have is a lack of vision. In most cases, that creates a lack of focus. And we become double-minded. And y'all know what the scripture says. The double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. And we become, y'all remember the movie Action Jackson? Y'all remember? Well, we're not him. We become Distraction Jackson. Are there any distraction Jacksons out there that can be honest? It's the lack of vision, man. That's pulling us to that low place instead of coming on up just a little bit higher and then being able to inspire and to help some other people in a whole other realm. Not only that, holding us back, the lack of vision, y'all. But here's another one. I know we're not going to like this one, but we got to talk about it. Lack of discipline. My God. Now, I have avoided some things. I don't know if it's been your case. I remember when I was in the military and, they didn't give me a choice. But actually, I did have a choice because, in boot camp, tech school, and all that type of stuff, you had to do certain things. And then when you got into your assignment, it was on you to keep in shape. And then they started testing you, quarterly or semi-annually or a year. And as long as you were within a range, you was good to go. But man, when I got out that military, I don't know what happened. Just lost a lot of discipline. I'm talking about health, physical type stuff like that, And maybe for some, it may not be the physical area. For some, it could be something emotional. For some, it could be something financial. Could be paying bills. It could be 1,000 things, as many as there are people. But the question is it holding you back? What is your lack of discipline costing you? I've had to really evaluate and reevaluate. What has my lack of discipline cost me over the years and even decades? And what am I willing now to do what I need to do to get it back? What's really holding you back? Number 9, is it lying to yourself? My God, we're going to be brutally honest right now. Are you lying to yourself? Now, a lot of times we think we lie to other folk, but they got some sense and they don't believe a word we say because they have evaluated. They have paid attention, y'all. And some of the stuff that folks say, it just doesn't add up with our lifestyle. It's a mismatch. It's like having on 2 right shoes or 2 left shoes. Something's wrong with the picture. And some of us, we've made a habit. We've made a lifestyle of lying to ourselves. And we got it so bad, here it is, that you can start believing the lie because you've been telling it to yourself so much. That's what excuses are. Making excuses. And as I said the other day, believing that you are excused because of the excuse that was made. But if God gives you something to do, it doesn't remove that responsibility because you come up with a waiver, because you come up with an excuse. There's no waivers for disobeying God. Somebody write that in the comments. Hashtag, there's no waivers for disobeying God. If he gave you something to do, man, you got it to do. There will be no excuses. Excuses then don't really excuse us at all. Excuses are just that. My sister, she's with the Lord now. She said it this way, Minister Vivian Renee Pittman. She says, excuses are the creative lies that we tell ourselves. Excuses are the creative lies that we tell ourselves. A lot of times nobody else is buying it and they shouldn't. And we shouldn't buy it ourselves. But for whatever reason, we've just bought into this notion that it's going to work. And it's really not. I'm going to move quickly. Listen, guys, I'm going to give you another one. Number 10, prejudice against profitability. Is this holding you back? Come on, talk back to me. Is this holding you back? Do you have a prejudice against profitability? Have you bought into this lie and this concept that they threw out and said that money is the root of all evil? And it really never said that. It said the love of money is. Have you begun to make the mistake, and it's a huge error, to associate wealth with greed, to associate wealth with taking advantage of people? And not that there aren't a whole bunch of people who are wealthy that are greedy and wealthy that do take advantage of people. There's no doubt that exists. But do you know you could be impoverished and still be a greedy person? You could be impoverished and still take advantage of people. So it has absolutely nothing to do with how much money you have. It has to do with your heart. Y'all better hear me. It has nothing to do with how big your bank account is. It has to do with how big or small your heart is. But we've made the mistake and we bought into this idea that wealth is greed. To be wealthy is to take advantage of people. To be wealthy is not to be caring and compassionate. Some of us associate wealth more with a problem than we do with the solution, and it has nothing to do with the amount of money we have. It really has to do with the amount that money has us and the amount that either God or money has us. Have you allowed yourself to dwell with a prejudice against profitability? Is that what holding you back? Have you been held back because you just see that type of promotion as problematic? And I want to make sure that we resolve some of these things, because I'm going to share some stuff with you. And maybe last but not least, what's really holding you back, maybe you've been planted in the wrong place. Can we get into some more nitty gritty? And we're going to roll up our sleeves here. Have you been planted in the wrong place to believe this pie in the sky that, again, you just work hard enough and you just keep that job long enough, you'll retire and live happily ever after? Somebody say hashtag not so much. Guys, I'm telling you that this system has been set to keep those who have wealth and to make them wealthier, and then everybody else will work for them. And you need to make sure that you understand this. Wealth is created in at least 4 ways. The first 2 ways, we call them the left side of the quadrant. There's 4 sections. Robert Kiyosaki, he teaches this. Number 1, it comes from employment. Number 2, it comes from self-employment. You've had an employment and you've learned to do certain things through your skill sets. You cut your teeth there, and now you're venturing out. You're starting your own. Here's the problem. On that left side of the quadrant, listen carefully, 5% of the wealth in the world is there, but 95% of the people are there. Say it again. Kev, what you talking about, man? I'm going to say it again. 5% of the wealth is there, but 95%. It's like the projects, y'all. I mean, it's crowded. It's like the hood, y'all. Folk everywhere, right? Nobody got a lot of space. All the people, 95% of the population, but only 5% of the wealth. And then on the top quadrant, we're talking about the employee quadrant. Listen, you're spending all this time and getting very little money in 90% of the cases. And then there are some who are gainfully employed, and their employment is the type that you would think that they're because they're earning high, they might be making $250, $300 an hour because of their employment, depending upon what the employment is. The problem is they still not in control. Because at any time, because they are the tail, not the head, the rules can change. And they don't control the rules. And the one who controls the rules controls the wealth, controls the opportunity. Anytime they want to switch gears, switch people, they could switch anything up, and there's nothing you can do about it as an employee. But wish it would be different. Wish that you would have learned. Could we help you in advance? Don't put all your eggs in that basket of being an employee for anybody or anything. And even if you're going to be self-employed, the limitation is a lot of times you're making a lot more money because now you own it, but now your time is gone because it takes all your time to manage it, because the folk that you hired, let's just be honest, they don't have the same investment. They don't have the same vision. They don't have the same compassion for that thing that you do. It was your baby, not theirs. They're just trying to get a paycheck. So when they don't show up, and they won't, guess who's left trying to do everything? And it takes up all your time. So that's the left quadrant. And on the left side, you're going to get left. On the left side, you're going to get leftovers. And that's why we got to move to the right. And that's what this thing is about. What's really holding you back from moving to the right and understanding that in the right quadrant, y'all, that's the business quadrant and the investment quadrant. 2 places where you'll want to be, and you'll want to make that move as soon as you can. The business quadrant, because now you have a business system that keeps you gainfully employed as the head and not the tail, and others are going to be able to benefit from the systems to which you have, but you're benefiting no matter what. Whether you show up or not, you have a system in place. We have bought into this concept that you have to be present 9 to 5, and you got to punch the clock, and then when you punch out the clock, you stop making money. No, that's not how the wealthy make their money. They are not punching nobody's clock to make, not, as mama would say, not one near red cent. That ain't how they get paid. They have a system. And in that system, that business system, they're getting paid, whether they're golfing, they're on a yacht, they're doing whatever they're doing, and they're getting paid I assure you this. Yes. And then the I quadrant. Y'all know. Kendra, it's good to see you. Opensanmi. I may be pronouncing your name improperly. My apologies to you. Thank you for joining us, sir. The investment quadrant. Listen, guys, that's when your money, like rabbits, begins to reproduce, and it happens quickly. Did you not know that your money can make money quicker than you ever could? And that's what this thing is all about for us, helping people to break out of that paradigm, break out of that faulty educational system that taught us just to work for other people. And guys, I'm almost out of time, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move quickly. If you didn't get the memo, here's what it is. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. That came from one of the wealthiest persons on the planet, Mr. Warren Buffett. You better ask somebody, do you have a system that will allow you to create the lifestyle through the money that you gain, whether you're at work or not, while you sleep? Now, you don't have to be asleep. You could be doing what you do. You could be serving in ministry. You could be empowering other people. You could be with your grandchildren. Do you have a system that you're earning money while that's taking place? And if you don't, you're behind the power curve. And guys, we're going places, and we're going to show you how you can get there through this industry called travel. It's an $8 trillion industry. I didn't say million, and I didn't say billion with a B. I said trillion, $8 trillion. One time? No, every single year. Every single year, at least $8 trillion is being spent in this industry called travel, and it's projected to grow to more than $12 trillion over the next decade because of the expansion that's taking place. Generation X and Generation Y will not keep their hips at home. They are all over the place, y'all. And when they go to spring break and when they do their thing, man, they are getting their passport stamped. Do you hear me? They are going places that many people 2 and 3 times their age. We didn't do it until we had grown children. They're doing it coming out of high school, guys. The travel thing is huge. Not only is it huge, but it's growing and it's exploding, especially after COVID. Guys, there were people, you know this, that said, if I ever get out this house again, they will never stop me. And no one has been able to stop them. They are here, there, and everywhere, and they're just getting started. Guys, if you don't get this memo, I don't know what to tell you. We have a travel club that encompasses everything you'll want to do in travel, every place you'll want to go in travel. But guys, I'm just going to keep it real simple, keep it real 100. If you don't have this program that we are a part of, you are simply wasting your money when you travel. And I mean that with everything in me. Kendra and I, we've been travel agents for 10 years. We became a part of this club 5 years ago. And the reason we became part of this club 5 years ago, because we saw that, my God, how in the world are they getting these prices? We weren't even able to get these prices as travel agents. And now everybody gets it. From day one, you become a member of this club, you get these prices. You will get travel agent or better from day one by being a member in this club in the travel industry. Not only that, but your dining, your online shopping, your entertainment, whether it's concerts, musicals, theme parks, movie tickets, all that type of stuff you'll do when you go travel anyway that you want to do because you're not going to stay in the room the whole time. I mean, even if it is a honeymoon, I mean, you want to get out of this sometime, right? So the thing of it is, when you travel and you do stuff, you're going to spend a lot of money. Well, we're going to save you money not only in the travel, we're going to save you money on the stuff you do when you get there. Then we're going to make sure that it's tax deductible. So you surely going to save a lot of money on your taxes by using this travel club program that we have. Not only that, but it's like a layaway plan. So when you put your monthly membership in, the company is going to allow that money that you're putting in to fund your travel moving up to 2 years forward in the future. And the company will then match what you're putting in, thereby extending your buying power. It's getting gooder and gooder as I think about it. Then we're going to give you about 2,000 destinations around the globe and back called Dreamcations, on top of another 100 world tours that start in March and end in November. And these places are all over the world. And you'll be paying pennies on the dollar. Then we're going to give you a referral program that you can use at your own discretion. But should you use it, If you have 3 referrals to the travel club on the same level that you have a higher, your monthly membership is thereby free. Guys, what's really holding you back? Look in that mirror. I want to make sure we make it plain and clear. I want to share with you that we are traveling around the world. Right now, at this moment, we got some good friends in the travel club. They're in Dubai. And if you look at Minister Carolyn's page, you will see all kinds of experiences. Now, she's always wanted to go. She's in her early 60s, and I love to see what she's doing. She took a friend with her. She's always wanted to go for all these decades, but now she's there because of this travel club, and she paid pennies on the dollar. He has some other friends. Shout out to Demeter. Shout out to Sandra. Shout out to their daughter. The thing of it is, they are in Athens, Greece. I believe they just on this morning, our time, were on a rooftop experience making Greek food, and it's on video. They're making memories that they'll have with them for the rest of their lives, guys. And they paid pennies on the dollar. Anybody else that would have went to the same places that they went would have paid thousands of dollars. They paid hundreds, and just a few hundred at that. Guys, this is the type of stuff I'm telling you that we have an opportunity. It's up to you to see it for yourself. I want you to reach out to the person that shared it with you. You want to stop paying those retail prices because they're going from bad to worse. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. You want to stop running up your credit card because you don't need to put travel on credit card anymore if you're going to use this travel club, and you don't want to pay those timeshare prices. Lord knows you do not run from that timeshare. You do not want it. You don't want to keep staying with other folk when you go to town and you go somewhere. You want to have your own, and you don't want to just dream about travel. Well, you want to dream. You want to dream with your eyes open. That's what we do. So, guys, we're going to tell you this, and I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to get Coach T back in here. We got a opportunity because of the vision of Mr. and Mrs. David Hart. Shout out to the Hart family. They put this thing together 10 years ago. It is solid. This is not trying to prove itself. This is not a company hoping we'll make. No, for 10 years, year after year after year, we have had nothing but record-breaking growth. We have been debt-free from the entire time of our existence. We have 2 headquarters, one in Temecula, California, where I've had the privilege to go there myself and see it with my own eyes. And then they have another in Malaga, Spain. I ain't been there yet, but believe you me, Lord said to say, and the creek don't rise. I intend to get over there to Malaga, Spain, and check that one out as well. And then here it is. We've paid out tens of millions of dollars in commissions to everyday ordinary people. What's going on, Katrina? And I think that you should be getting checks every week, just like we are. Now, if you believe that, go ahead and put that in the comments. Put it in the comments. Hashtag cut me a check. Hashtag cut me a check. If you want those checks that's going out like clockwork every single Friday for simply sharing this program, guys, that's what we get paid to do while we travel, then put hashtag cut me a check. We do this in 3 different ways. This is how we help people. We travel with substantially discounted rates. And when we say substantially discounted, we're not talking about that stuff you'll get in the email, 5%, 10%, 20%. No, we're talking about up to 70% off retail prices. Number 2, better than that, we show you how to travel for free. Yes, and we mean what we say, for free, but that's not the top tier, y'all. Number 3, we show you how to get paid to travel. And if you want to learn how to do that, you're looking at the right person that can show you. And many of the members on our team can absolutely do the exact same thing. Get with them quickly. I got to show you just a couple of spots. Look at that retail. Not a bad retail. 8 days and 7 nights in San Lucas. But we're not going to pay that. We just going to cover the tax. Orlando, you going to take the kids again? What's really holding you back from taking the kids? Talk about it costs too much? Not when you're on our program. Worst case scenario, you're paying under $20 a night. Look at the best case. $1 a night, just cover the taxes. Canary Islands, that's just an example of what we do in Europe and other places when we go. Look at that. Just cover the taxes. Those are what we call the Dreamcation Escapes. Here's some of the world tours. Here's a few examples. Look at Colombia, y'all. 4-star hotel, Cartagena. I believe I might have messed that name up. Breakfast included, 5 days, 4 nights. Guys, this is breakfast for two. And any of the places that we've been to a whole bunch of them, Kendra and I, the breakfast levels are usually between $30 to $40 a person if you were paying retail prices. Guys, this is a perk for us in this travel club. This is breakfast for two, 5 days, 4 nights, and you're paying $1, not per night. $1 for all 5 days, 4 nights with breakfast for two. You do the math and tell me if you can get anything like this from your travel agent. Rome, y'all. When Rome do as the Romans, well, we're not going to pay what the Romans paid. Why? Because breakfast will be included for two, 5 days, 4 nights. Look at that price one more again. Jamaica, y'all. Absolutely love me some Montego Bay. Can't wait to get back. Got some team members there that we got to go see. Shout out to Miss Stephanie. We got to see you again, girl. So we're going to see her 5 days, 4 nights, $59 a night per person, guys. That's all inclusive, guys. You can't eat the food there. I mean, if you were eating that type of food anywhere else, you'll be paying $70 to $100 per person for the food. And we're showing you how to get that $59 a day all inclusive. Look at Tenerife. 5 days, 4 nights, $99. That's breakfast and dinner included, guys. Absolutely incredible. Where can you have breakfast and dinner for $99 the way these guys will make it available for you and stay in a 4-star resort? You won't do it. Look at Phuket, Thailand. 7 days, 6 nights, beachfront cottage. You're seeing it right. That was $1 bill. Did it sell out? Absolutely right. It did, and it should. You need to make sure that you're on the list to go next. There'll be hundreds of rooms. You want to make sure you're in it. Puerto Vallarta, guys, $40 a night, all inclusive. Paris, France. We left nothing there, but we're going back. We got to go back. What a time, what a time, what a time. Breakfast was included. Look at that lovely price. Athens, Greece. Shout out to our family there doing it up in Greece big time right now. Guys, the price is absolutely amazing. Cozumel, Dubai. There are so many other options. Malaga. Guys, we can go on, but I'm out of time, and I need to get Coach T back in here. Coach, let me get you in here. Girl, I'm about to sign up again. It just don't make no sense.
Man, I was just trying to figure out a way how I could sign up again. I had my popcorn, eating my snacks while you was talking. Look, that one of them bullets that you hit on fear, man, oh man. I did a lot of firsts this year. I've been taking trips every month. I got 2 getaways back to back. I'm taking the grandkids to Disney World in June, and I'll be in Vegas in July on the getaway. All I had to do was cover the taxes. You know, I got the taxes.
Oh, come on.
But when I was in January, I went to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and I've never been to the woods because of Jason and all the animals and stuff. And I met Yogi Bear, but you know what? He didn't even eat me. So I was scared of that. But now I go to, and I was by my own self in the woods by myself, and I lived to tell the tale. And you know, we was in the in New Orleans, in New Orleans.
Oh my God.
And everything in the swamp was trying to get me, like the alligator came up to the boat. You was right there. So look,
I was a witness.
A lot of fears.
And raccoons.
Raccoons, the fish that jumped out the water and landed in my lap.
They were quite friendly.
Shout out to my newest platinum travel partner, Andrea, which is my cousin.
Wow.
So that's my very first partner. You know, my partner that's a real family member, like blood family member. So that's really exciting. I get to go and maybe see her on one of these world tours. Absolutely. But hey, I'm 33 vacations in. And I ain't even, those are the ones that I already took. Still got some on the books for this year. So look, exciting time. There my baby go. Hey, cousin.
All right, is that right here, Dreadlocks Patterson?
Yes.
All right,
that's my cousin.
Make sure we're connected on Facebook.
Let's travel. Hit her up, y'all.
Yeah. We want to make sure
come
we
on one of these Zooms and
Well, Coach, I'm gonna have you to close us out. I'm gonna start getting ready for the next call that I got to be ready for, and do what you do. And I want to appreciate you again for always being faithful and the quality supporter you are. You are a powerful leader. I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you are welcome. But teamwork definitely makes the dream work, and I will see you on the next call. Well, y'all heard it from us. We just wanted to chat with y'all tonight. And listen, get in where y'all fit in. What's really holding you back? Because tomorrow's not promised. We're going to see you at the beach or at the bank. Hey, look, like I said in the comments, I'm going places I can't pronounce or spell. Hope to see you there. But if not, we'll see you at the beach or at the bank. But we're going to definitely see you at both. Until next time, good night.